Hey, it's Dr. Nicole.
It's Coach Kofia.
And Dion, welcome to the Opportunities Over Obstacles podcast,
Where we talk about lessons in motherhood,
Life and business.
welcome.
Hey. Had a little technical delay there.
Let it do what it do.
Right?
Make it even better. How y'all doing this wonderful, wonderful day?
Oh
Good.
my gosh, it's so good. Yes.
I'm hiding in the office because, past couple of days, everybody been testing my patience. So I need to.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Kids are kidding. Husband is husbanding. I'm just like, I love y'all, but like, this is too much. I am not. You cannot pull me in every direction. Nope, not gonna do it.
That's so good. It makes me think of like when we say something like everybody's title of who they are, we just add like an ing to describe when they do something we don't like. Like moms be momming.
Yes.
Or I guess it's just
That's Nicole's thing.
Moms be momming.
Can't get in touch with them. The phone's on mute. Like, what are y'all doing?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that brings us in. This week we are going to be tackling a couple different things. But we're going to start out with tackling this whole motherhood situation, right? Last week, in our previous podcast, we talked to you guys about like how we got here. And so this week we're just going to be chatting about motherhood. And the question that I'm going to pose to us all is, have you ever hidden food from your children?
Oh, yes.
When haven't I hidden food?
That's the question.
What
kind of mom doesn't hide food?
First of all, I'm a foodie. That's just, yes.
Yeah.
I've hidden food so good that I forgot where I put it or I forgot about it. So a friend of mine, I had some edibles and I tucked it way away. And then one day I'm up in the cabinet like, oh, I'm like, yeah, this brownie ain't no good. I had to chuck it. Although that's not something I would share. It was a few months. It's not something I would share with the kids, but I was like, I'm going to tuck this away so I can sit down and enjoy it. And I never.
They were like, Mommy, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, that's a whole kid-free weekend kind of, yeah.
Relax away, chillax. Yeah.
I would just.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was just hiding food today, not knowing when I came in that everybody was home. I bought some sushi. And I ate all of the rolls. There was 2 left, and I was about to just get down. Then I hear them coming downstairs. I'm like, oh God. They're like, Mommy, sushi. What? There's only 2 pieces left. And they each took one. So.
Listen, my son came in the other day. It was like, who had Chick-fil-A? It was like a little tiny cup on the. And I was like on the couch, like, and I'm grown. I have to.
Get rid of the evidence, times? Dion. Get rid of the evidence.
At a certain point, it's like they need to know that there are things that I want to enjoy by myself, and that's okay.
No, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sophia, you sound like you know something. You're talking about getting rid of the evidence.
Now, I have gotten rid of the evidence. Like, I'll tuck a bag under the car seat because I know when the kids come in the car, like, oh, somebody had such and such. Oh, you had. And I keep like a little trash bag. Well, no, not if I sit outside and eat it and tuck the trash under, the next day they're not going to smell it. Or I'll just put it in the trash can. But my husband told me one time.
We got a whole process.
Listen, he told me one time, I be seeing them wrappers in the trash can out front. I was like, shoot.
And what? I ain't got nothing to hide from you, or do I?
But my thing is, for someone who really isn't the most observant, like how would you see what's down in the trash can, right? Like you can't find, like I pull something out the fridge and it's like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, it was right there in the refrigerator. Like it's right in front of your face and you don't see it. But you see that little wrapper in the bottom of the trash can.
That's how sometimes their inability to look and actually look for something comes in handy. Like we use
plain sight.
Yep. Yes. I feel like my kids, I don't know. I feel like they're attached to fast food in the sense of like they have a deeper connection with the bags and the companies and
the logos.
I mean, everything. Because it's like, okay, when did y'all, just like Dion, well, when did you have Chick-fil-A? When did you have Shake Shack? Like, where did these trash? And so I was like, you know what? Let me do something before I come home. Let me just
hungry.
Go to the trash can and just empty it out. But
so they don't have to wonder.
No. Like, did your parents do that to y'all? Do y'all ever remember catching your parents?
No, I can honestly say, oh, you did? Oh, no. My mom must have been good. She must have been really good at it because I didn't see it at all. If anything, she would have a piece of something and all of us got a piece of that little something. Like she was.
Oh, she's great.
Because she ate the rest of it before, Dion. You just didn't know. Like, say if she
maybe.
Oh, I didn't even pick that up.
Maybe.
She said, "Here's a little left over. I'm gonna share it. All pieced together because I already ate the rest."
Like when I had my Chick-fil-A, because I was waiting so long, they gave me a large mac and cheese, and I'm like, I'm not going to eat a large mac and cheese. So of course, when Asa sees it, he's like, "So who had lemonade and whose mac and cheese is this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, y'all can have that mac and cheese because I already got what I'm."
Y'all little detective.
Oh gosh. Like y'all can find everything unless it's something really important.
And Nicole, you said you did catch your parents?
Well, my mom, yes, ice cream. She loved Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And there were a few times she either told me or like I knew that she had some. I don't know. I can't remember exactly if she told me, but and I think that helped me to know, okay, wow, moms really, like, they don't want to share everything with us. Like, okay. So it helped me to not feel guilty.
When you were done. I think it was one of the things I was looking forward to. Like, I don't know if I was looking forward to it before it happened, but once it happened, I was like, oh man, this is the greatest. Like,
looking forward to what? To eating it or hiding? Like,
to having it by myself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think I was like, I cannot wait until I can have something on my own and don't have to share with anybody.
Yes.
Yeah, remember you were coaching me through how to get the burger in the house?
I didn't. What was that?
I stopped at Wawa. I don't know if it was a burger or a chicken sandwich. And I was like, y'all, everybody home. I didn't I might eat when I'm driving, but I was like, it's not really hot and I want to heat it up the right way so I can really enjoy it. And I was sitting outside like, how can I, it wouldn't fit in my bag. I would have to have it in my hand. They're going to see the Wawa bag. So I smuggled it in. Like, I think I was carrying everything in my arms and I put it in the back of the fridge. It was a Friday night. I'll never forget because the kids were like, we don't want this for dinner because my husband was giving them something else. And while they was in the dining room, I was in the kitchen in the dark, in the corner, taking a bite. And at one point, my daughter came in the kitchen. She was talking to me about something, and I shoved the container away, but I still had food in my mouth. And she was looking at me like, she was talking, but you could tell she was like, what is in this lady's mouth?
Right. Let me put
I was not sharing my sandwich that night.
No.
How can they be so astute when it comes to that? Like, they are honed in.
They're greedy little crumb snatchers.
They are crumb snatchers. From you. They want your soul. They want your
soul snatchers.
Yeah.
So I think this is a way for us. Like, this is us having our boundaries. Would you say, Dr. Nicole? Because I feel like this is me. Because I think one of my parents asked me, like, not my parents, but my clients that are parents.
Okay.
He asked me, he said, do you share everything? He was really serious, like really serious. Do you share everything with your kids? I said, absolutely not. I said, and he kind of looked, he was so appalled, like, what kind of mother are you? And that was his face. then I broke it down to him like, no, like I have the right to have things to myself. And as long as they are taken care, like if they hungry and I'm eating, I'm not going to not give it to them. Right. But if you got, your belly is full and I just happen to have, you know, a chicken nugget from Chick-fil-A with the
I'm not splitting it into,
right. You have food. This is my food.
Listen, and how many times a day do these folk eat and enjoy stuff all by themselves? Don't even offer.
No.
Sometimes I buy them something, and then before I could even look over, my child inhaled his little milkshake. And I'm like, "Dag, bud, you weren't even going to offer." Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, we don't even get a consideration. So I'm like, no.
No,
I tell them I'm collecting mom tax. Everybody give me a fry. And they will literally give you
a thing.
One fry.
One. I'm like, oh, for real? That's we is this rough out here? Like
we were explaining to the kids and my nieces and nephews a couple months ago, because my nephew was like, Dad, why you up to my brother? Why you always? He was like, that's dad tax. He's like, all the stuff I pay for, at least you can do is share a bite of your food.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't even.
So that's funny that your parent, did your client thought, it's people have this view of like mothers, especially as like all sacrificing and all like we're these perfect and angelic beings. I'm like, that is to
like
me,
we're supposed to give our last. Yeah, like we're supposed to give our last. And I feel like we talk so much about the whole oxygen, like, oh, if you're going down the plane, it's like, well, it's the same thing with the food. If I'm starving or if there's something I want to enjoy, why can't I just have that moment?
Right.
Or so my dream car is a Land Rover or Range Rover. Actually, I want to get that in a couple years. That's my goal. And I remember telling a family member, like, when I get this vehicle, if it's not water, you cannot open it in my car. And she was like, she looked at me with such disgust.
Really? Oh no, honey, they cannot tear up this car.
I was like, with my peanut butter interior, no, you will not be eating Chick-fil-A and pizza. And she was like, well, what if your kids are hungry? I was like,
this car ride ain't gonna starve them. Like
even at school, there's a place to go eat. I'm not starving them, but in the vehicle, no. They got to learn how to take care of stuff. And honestly, in my car, before we get out, I'm like, everybody look around, because I am not picking up science projects in a couple weeks that's been sitting there.
Exactly. Moldy experiments. Because y'all decided. Yeah. But that's deep. It's like people feel like kids these days are actually over stimulated.
Entitled.
Yes. Well, yes.
Well, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like the idea that like, where are y'all? Even if you were driving from here to like 8 hours, like y'all are going to be okay. Like this idea that the kids are starving and hungry, and
she said to me,
right.
So you're gonna put your car over the kids? And I was like,
how does one thing mean the other?
No.
How did we get here?
Why is that a thing?
And I really just want to be real ignorant, like that's why you don't have crap now. But that's
because your kids
literally
right. Your kids tearing stuff up.
What I don't understand is one person will say something, and it's like from the time that it leaves one person's lips to get to somebody else's ears, they have completely translated that thing to mean something completely. Like I said, they cannot have anything
in the car.
Yes. I never said I would never feed my kids.
And that means we're starving them. That's what they hear.
Like, how did you get that? That
projection. And maybe people be like, stop even trying to figure out this nonsense. But you know me, I'm trying to like, were you deprived as a child? Like, why are you?
And I'm thinking about this person's relationship with their kids, and I'm literally like, that's why you actually don't have anything, because you sold yourself short. And I'm not all for sacrificing for my kids. Like there's no question. But I'm like, you don't want something for yourself? Like that's not selfish. It's that whole self-care. We can't say self-care isn't selfish and then be like, oh, you're starving your kids, like trying to guilt trip somebody. Right? Like Hofia says, if you're fed and taken care of, then anything else is extra.
But yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And for us moms, like that Chick-fil-A could be our self-care for today. Or that, me is like my bubble tea. And I don't want to go with all y'all because everybody's going to want some. It's
Listen,
something that was an $8 trip. Now it's $25. Y'all aren't going
right.
to drink all of it anyway. You're going to sip it and say, oh, I didn't want that. So no, let me just do my thing on my own. And then
Mhm.
I'll come back.
And then it's a
get some.
slippery slope because you get the kids one thing, then they're mad, especially my son, because he feels like he has to have a milkshake with every meal, or they have to have dessert. And then, like, if we take them somewhere, it's like, well, I'm like, why are you upset? I want dessert. I'm like, you got food at home. You don't have to. Listen, I had a whole thing about like, you don't have to have dessert after every single meal.
Mm.
It's a treat. It's the difference between a treat and a snack. That's not a snack. It's a treat. That means once in a while. If you're eating it all the time, then. But my niece got me one time. My niece is 22 years old now, which is crazy. She was walking by me when she was like maybe 6. She was eating something, crackers or candy, and I was like, it was something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Why are you eating that? Because you didn't have dinner yet." And she was like, "You said I didn't have to have dessert with every meal." And I was like,
You like came back to bite me.
"You're right.
You're right. That's
Technically, she was. Yeah, that's not what I meant, but she got me. But that also shows that they're paying attention. That like these kids are listening, right?
They are. They are.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking of like the lesson that we've learned from this, like what if you had to tell a mom, like how would you tell her like the importance of this? Like if she was feeling bad for wanting to hold something for herself, or like how would you explain to her that this is okay?
I would ask her, what's the worst thing that can happen by you enjoying this thing on your own? I picked up that from Dr. Nicole. Like,
why are you catastrophizing?
Stop catastrophizing.
A chicken nugget and them not having it.
Dang, it's a sandwich. Like, their bellies are so nice and full. They are happy, healthy, and honestly, they're going to forget about it tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And I would say, like, why? When we deprive ourselves and try to be these superheroes, it never leads to anything good because we end up feeling resentful. Then you end up snapping, yelling at your kid. Like you could have just had the chicken sandwich, felt good, came home with a smile on your face, and be happy, interact with them. Like it really, those little things to me could lift your mood up. Like when I have my bubble tea, I'm good. Whatever y'all come in the car,
I gotta try this bubble tea, honey. I gotta try this bubble tea.
There's a place called Fat B. I wonder if it's the same kind of
Fat B.
But what? FATBEE, like a B.
Oh, I thought.
Okay. Who made that title?
I said, well, dang.
I should look that up.
That's catchy.
It's very catchy. But they have boba. Is it the boba where they have like the pieces of stuff in the bottom of it?
The tapioca bubble. Yes.
So what's in it? I don't understand. What is
in the
bubble?
I don't know that part though.
Because me and my textures, y'all gotta.
I know.
You might not like it.
Is it slimy? Is it?
No. Okay. So the one I like, I don't like the boba. I like the poppings. The poppings are like the circles, and they have like, it's almost like a juice or something inside.
Oh, inside. Okay.
Yeah, and so they have different flavors. So I'll get a tea or like some kind of usually it's a tea, and then the poppings will like complement the flavor of the tea.
Oh, I have to that.
Like, you drink it and then you chew pop it in your mouth. And it's a good flavor. It's good.
I've seen that. My coworker had it, and I was like, "Oh, my friend Nicole always talking about this bubble tea," and she was like, "It is so good." I say everybody keeps talking about it, so I have to try it.
It's different. It's very different.
Yeah.
It's not something.
I have to try the ones Kophia said.
Yeah. I do remember though. Go ahead.
You remember what?
I was just thinking about like in my childhood, like why I wanted my mom's stuff. I don't know what for me, I just think maybe it tasted better. Like there was something about taking a sip of her soda. Or even her coffee. And I didn't like coffee. I didn't like coffee, but her coffee was so good. But then when I have somebody else's coffee or someone else, or I would make my own or whatever, I'm just like, And I even have a sibling who, at his age, would ask her to take a sip of something because it tasted better.
It's that mom magic. That's
and
deep.
I used to be like, you a grandfather, but you asking your mom to sit. That was just like the craziest thing. And he was like, I don't know what it is, but I would always ask her to take a sip first because isn't that crazy? I'm just like,
sweet. That's
crazy.
He charismatic. He's smooth with it.
Okay.
Is he married?
No.
Because I'm like, his wife, like that seems very like he's emotionally
attached.
That's we're all her kids, but that was her baby boy. Yeah, so it was something there, but I thought that was the oddest thing. Like as a kid, yeah, but yeah,
I don't know.
That was very interesting though. Like I wonder what maybe it's a psychological connection.
It's
like
the meaning that he's given behind it. Like you know how they say, like in your thoughts, whatever, like whether you believe you are, you believe you're not, it is the truth. And it's almost like with that situation too. Like you literally can make yourself believe anything. So he
like
literally
moms tastes better.
It literally. So he done found evidence to support that is the truth, and so that is now his belief.
So what if she said she drank off of it, and he could have been like, "This is so good," but
it don't matter at that point. It don't matter. Like the dog and the bell and the you train them to respond a certain way. Now you can take away one of the things and they still respond.
And he'll still respond to the bell. Yeah, without the food.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah. I think what I would focus on with somebody who is struggling with the whole wanting to share is, what are you teaching your kids by not sharing? And what are you teaching your kids by sharing? Like on both sides of that. Like there are some things that you likely want to, like if you don't pay attention to what you're showing them and sharing with them on purpose, then they may learn some things that you don't want them to learn by accident. Ooh, that's bars.
That is, write that down.
Put a pin in that. Yes.
Bars. Okay, hold on.
I feel like a lesson.
It's always a lesson. And I feel like I'm more conscious now. Like when I want to not be nice, that's not the thing. When I want to be extra generous with my kids, sometimes I'm not on purpose. Because I'm like, you're not going to have... Does that sound mean? But like, no, like everything's a lesson. Like you're not going to have your way all the time. You're not going to get what you want all the time. Recently, my daughter was asking my husband for this one cookie that he brought home. It was a little chocolate chip cookie. And he was like, no. And she kept asking, she came back all evening. Dad, can I please? He was like, no. And then he did it without a problem. And I'm just like, and then the next day I asked him, like, did you share? He was like, no, I didn't share it. And I'm like, well, why is it for the moms? It's such a thing for us to be like, no, I'm not sharing this. That's just...
Well, it's so hard because we are the nurturers, but we need to give ourselves, we need support to be able to have those boundaries, like you said. And like I was telling my kids too, I was telling them that it's okay to have something for yourself. But I said, it's how you do it. I said, I will never come in front of you and just open up and eat something. I said, the same way that if you have friends, if you have something you're not ready to offer to somebody else, then don't sit and eat it in front of them. Wait. You can have it to yourself, but like, we're not going to have somebody over the house and we're sitting and eating and we're not offering them. But you have to... So I want them to know they can always have there's always room to have something for yourself, but you should also, I want them to be considered. Like I always felt, and this could be a personal thing, like people who just eat a whole bunch of stuff in front of you and never offer. Like I've always thought that was weird because I would, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay.
I've done that sometimes. Listen, if I'm hungry...
Did not sound
I don't know. No. It's weird. Maybe it's I'm just like,
it's probably,
or maybe at my house, like I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
people coming, and then I'm like, all right, I'll be right back, and you guys are sitting in the living room, and I'm going
Oh, but yeah, not if you have like company over. Just pull out a whole spread and not offer.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And I've
No.
seen that exchange with my kids, especially Avery, because she wants to be your friend. She wants to play. She's on 10. And my other child is like, it's too many people. I need to retreat. This is my space. I don't want to share. He's very much focused on this is mine. And then
Mhm.
Avery, I'll hear her say something like, well, sharing is caring. Well, he won't share with me. I'm like, well, as much as you would want him to share, he doesn't really
Right.
have to.
Right.
And then, of course, I talk to him like, you have to you do have to be a little bit more like open and kind that way. But
Yeah.
the look on her face sometimes is like, what do you mean he doesn't have to share? Because sharing is caring. And I'm
Right.
like,
And
she
not
caught
sharing
on
is
to that
also caring.
catchphrase.
Let's
yeah.
say that.
hmm
Not sharing is also caring. Not sharing is also caring for myself. And
mhm,
so just because it is sharing is caring doesn't mean it's not sharing when I don't share. It's not caring
mhm,
when I don't share.
When I don't share, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
It makes
Yes.
me think too,
right.
like my oldest daughter, she's 11. And right now we have a place where everybody doesn't have their own room. And so she said it to me a few times, like, oh my God. And that's not how she talks, but it's like, Mommy, I just want to have my own room. They're driving me nuts. I just need this space. And da, 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 da. And so I was like, you know what? Just let's put them out. Like they can come and stay with mommy and you can have your own room. You can have your own space. And so it's been about, I don't know, 2 or 3 days now. And
Oh,
the way that she just like when you have your own stuff, like when you and it's just it makes a difference. And it's the same thing. I'm telling all my girls, you have things that are yours, just like mommy has things that are mine. You have things that are yours, and
yes.
everybody does not get access to all the things that are yours. You get to pick. Now you want to be kind, but you don't want to you don't have to give them everything. And then
Right.
the other side of that token is like, well, mommy, I gave her when I had money, I bought something for her, and now she got money and she don't want to buy nothing. Well, listen, if you are doing something to get something back, that's not the way to do it. Now you can also remember when you get something, how did this feel? Right? Then when she didn't share with you, don't feel pressured to do something for her just to get something back. Do it because you want to, not because she's going to do something. So it's like a whole, it's a constant, not just living it myself, but it's also showing
Teaching
them,
them.
you can have your own, and it's okay.
And teaching them to balance the self with their self with themselves in relation to others. And I feel like you teaching that is one of the most important lessons that you're constantly teaching them. Because if you don't have a sense of self, then you'll be swallowed up by the world. But if you are overly selfish, and most moms are not selfish, but I'm saying as a person, if you are only concerned about yourself, then you're going to feel lonely and isolated. So it's for them to understand that balance is so powerful.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great because that describes me to a T. Like I literally I was so good at saying no. Listen, before it could even finish coming off your lips, I
You're
was
like, can I?
Dang,
no.
Kofia. Well,
But
see, you grew up with a lot of people in your house too, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was I shared forever. And so I shared forever. Then my mom is a sharer. So I'm like, I see how these people do you. They ain't coming over
This
here
is not the way to go.
And she was like, when I get my stuff, the
they
answer's
are not.
already no.
No. And firm and with an attitude. And that's I don't look back. So I went from one extreme to having kids. It's like, gag gum. Y'all just want everything. So now it's like a fine balance of, you have to be willing to give a little, but not everything. They should get from your, what they say, they should get from your extra
overflow.
from your overflow.
Right.
Yes.
I had packed, I don't know if this is past school year, maybe the last school year. I had put some extra, just some new stuff in my son's lunch. And he came home and I was like, oh, did you try such as, it might've been like a little cake or something. And he was like, no. I was like, so no, you didn't try it, or no, you didn't like it? And he's like, oh, I didn't try it. Now y'all know me. I don't believe in being wasteful. I'm not cheap. I'll
You're
pay,
like, where did this go?
So I said, if you didn't eat it, then where's the damn Twinkie? He's like, oh, I gave it to my friend so-and-so.
I knew it. I knew Asa is a giver, baby.
But Asa, as much as he's selfish, when he doesn't understand, and it's that whole spectrum thing, I think. He doesn't pick up on those social cues. He doesn't know when someone's being sarcastic, when someone's really being fake nice and, doing things to take advantage of him.
A lot of kids do
And so I said, wait. So come to find out, he had been giving this kid his lunch, like extra stuff out of his lunch. And I'm like, Mommy and Daddy worked really hard and we packed those things for you. I'm like, does he give you stuff? He's like, no. I said, does he eat the school lunch or does he bring a lunch? He's like, oh, he gets the school lunch. Well, what the heck?
So what are you going?
He's like, but he's my friend. I said, so did you want the food? And he's like, yes. So you're depriving yourself every single day. And I know this boy has been nicey to him. I know he's been nicey to him.
That's a term.
So I said, does that sound like, does this? And I asked him, like, does this sound like a friend? He was like, well, he says he's my friend. And if he's my friend, I'm going to share my stuff with him. And I'm like, but now you're not going to eat because, and even though he has access to, you can get that lunch line 10 times. Like, does that, and we really had to work with him on that. We even did some role play and I was like, he was eating his food like one random Saturday. And I was like, yo, Asa, let me get some of that spaghetti. First of all, he looks at me all the time like, Mom, you are so extra. He was like, no. He was like, my mom and my dad packed this lunch for me. And so, and I want it. He was like, and I want it. So we would do the role play. And I'm just like, and these kids are, they're clever. So they know who to take advantage of. I just remember as soon as Kofi said that, I was like, yeah, giving too much is not a good thing either.
No.
Right.
And it's funny when you said that you observed your mom giving and how the people didn't appreciate it. And in fact, sometimes that can draw the
buzzards.
Yes, exactly.
I'm like, she would go and give and give and give and give and give. And it's like, well, wait. I would see the other side of that, like the not going, like not having certain things, or
because the
how
other
they
people,
would treat, because you gave it to other people, or how the repercussions of how you would be how she would be treated, and just like, or when she was in need and they not being it. So it was like I saw this side. I'm like, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Not what I want to do.
But then
so she taught you a lesson.
Oh, 100. Yes.
You saw her go without.
Yep.
Yeah. But see, my mom, her philosophy was, ain't nobody, like, they can think they getting over on me, but nobody's really getting over on me. Like, she was like, I know what I'm doing. I know they think, let them think what they want to think. If I want to give, if I'm giving them something, it's because I want to. And she's like, I'm not, her thing, I think I've kind of taken on that same philosophy of like, there is no lack. Like, I've never wanted for anything. The stuff I want is really not necessities. Like, so from that perspective, I kind of get it. But you got to teach people those boundaries though.
Yeah, because I know my mom, I observed that too, like always seeing and it's a beautiful quality, seeing the best in people. But I think by them being like this, it sounds like our moms in some way or the other, like it also helped us to develop another skill, like, which is to kind of see the harsh reality. Sometimes people just aren't that nice. Like they have ulterior motive, whatever it is, like not everybody is what they're trying to pretend that they are. And I'm glad that I got to see that lesson through my mom.
I agree 100%. Same here. So this has been an amazing conversation, right? And as we wrap this up, what are some last words that you want to leave with the people?
I would say, moms, you give the world, you literally bring life into, like, from the moment, like life is growing and being sucked out of us, right? Like, you know how
Literally.
after you get pregnant, you're losing calcium, your teeth might be all messed up.
Girl,
that's what I meant to say at the top. We don't realize, literally, these kids suck the life out of us. Yeah. I never had a vitamin D, iron, or calcium deficiency in my life until I had kids.
Them babies.
Child edges started changing. I said, "No, wait, I had to have." Yeah, I'm sorry, Nicole. I didn't mean
to. No, but like literally, know that you give the world life, so it's okay to give back to yourself and try not to. If you feel guilty, okay, it is what it is, but don't let the guilt stop you from taking a little bit for yourself, leaving a little, not even just leaving some for yourself. You determine how much, but you have to keep some for you.
Yeah,
I would agree. That's awesome. That's some good last words. Did you have yours, Dion?
Just in that vein of, that's part of pouring into your cup, is enjoying those moments. It's not just, self-care looks different, right? It might be a pedicure, it might be a milkshake, it might be a bubble tea. Mm-hmm. So like, enjoy those moments, because if you're not in a good place, already know me, it's just like, I need to go and do some things aside or separate from my family, whether it's eating or, maybe that's my problem. But anyway.
No, that's a good thing, Dion.
But yeah, it's like, I want to enjoy, and also that's the other thing too. It's like, you don't want to look back, and as much as motherhood is a beautiful thing, I don't want to look back and be like, man, I really didn't enjoy those little moments. It's the little moments. Enjoy that. Mm-hmm. So if you stand up in the dark corner of the kitchen like me eating the sandwich, don't feel bad.
It's all good.
It's all good.
What would I say? I would say they are not going to remember the stuff you kept to yourself.
It's facts. Yes.
They're not going to remember. But they will remember the lessons that you showed them, right? And like how you lived and how you interacted and how you took care of yourself. Yeah. And that is going to be a game changer for how they live their life. It's going to be like a foundation. You're building the foundation for how this child takes care of themselves. Mm. And so it's not just about you doing things for them, but you are showing them by how you take care of you. This whole episode has basically been about self-care.
And now I want a bubble tea and a sandwich. But
yeah. But that is what I would say. Like, you're teaching them by how you live and how you take care of yourself. Yes. Make it a good lesson.
Yeah.
Yes, make it a good lesson. Ladies, yes, another great conversation. I love chopping it up with you too. It's amazing. I can't wait till we meet up next time. And we will be talking more lessons in motherhood, life, and business. Until next time, this is Peace Out.
Bye.